morning to everyone. Good morning to our special guest, Mr. Burnett Coburn, and his guest, Empress Poetry. And today it's Friday and it's Poetry Corner. And we are here to really have a good time, a fantastic time in this Poetry Corner because we have a special poet here. And, he's going to just give us some sorbet on what? Pudding?
Sorbet and sweet potato pudding. But I must say,
sweet potato pudding, yeah.
Sister CJ Empress is my sister, is my colleague, and is part of our poetry group in New York City.
Wonderful.
So we just came back, as she mentioned, from St. Lucia a week ago, sis.
Yep.
So we're like,
sadly,
yeah, no, we're like peas in a pod, So
yes.
I don't know how much of a guest she can be. She's part of the collective and part of the love.
Yes.
We just have to get that clear. So now we can move into the meat of the sweet potato pudding.
That is one of my favorite places, St. Lucia.
Where? St. Lucia. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Love it.
We had a wonderful time.
Here. Yeah, love it down there. It's very nice down there.
Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm. And the people and the artists we met welcomed us with open arms.
Oh yes. That's
I know some people didn't want to go back to
for St. Lucia, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Some people thought it was a vacation, but we actually went down there to use poetry to do some good work.
Yes, yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
Art in the service of the community.
Indeed.
So where were you performing?
We were in Castries in Sansui. This lady, Celia King, beautiful woman, was the victim of an accident caused by a drunk driver.
Okay.
And she's currently rendered to a wheelchair.
Okay.
Which she has no desire to be in. So she's doing everything she possibly can. She's doing her part. But St. Lucia has no rehab centers.
Yeah.
So a continual rehab protocol is what she needs in order to get her legs to move. And, she doesn't have access to that there. So basically she needs the money to get out of St. Lucia to go get this rehab so she can come back and be the citizen of St. Lucia she is, because in our experience there, whenever people mentioned her, she's like a queen warrior in her community.
Mm-hmm.
She feeds the people. Even while we were there, she was getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning because they have a community kitchen, and people come and they pay what they can to get a meal. And at 5 o'clock in the morning, she was still going in the kitchen and rolling the bakes and making the bakes that we woke up to every morning, fresh breakfast, and she was a part of that. So
I was really impressed by that.
Yeah, to be able to use poetry to help raise some funds so that she can get back on her feet and be the strong pillar of the community that she is. I find that to be something. I found that to be a blessing for me.
Did you go walk on Derek Walcott Square?
We did.
We did,
yes.
And we went. Well, we did some we did some sightseeing and stuff. We did an island tour before the show, which is probably why the show was so explosive, because we had a heck of a session the day before the show. We did for me, it was a spiritual experience. So by the time that I got on that stage, St. Lucia put a whole nother poet on that stage.
So did they take you in the volcano?
No, we did the sulfur springs. We did the mineral baths.
Yeah.
Volcano.
And then we went to the
sulfur springs is in the volcano,
Oh, well, we didn't go into the volcano. We went and we let the volcano rain its sulfur down. It turned that into a whole art session where our bodies were the canvas.
Yes, yes, yes.
What I'll do is I'll share some of those pictures with Brother Lately, and you can
Wonderful.
share to people on the
Yes.
Real Stuff podcast.
Wonderful.
Iyaba Mandingo, who was on the tour, is an accomplished artist in every sense
Yeah.
of the word. And he was painting on our bodies and all that kind of thing. It was magnificent.
Wow, yeah, man, you got a great experience. Yes, yes.
Yeah, by the time when we were finished drying off, we were a tribe of Aborigines.
St. Lucian Aborigines.
Yeah, with all kind of tribal markings on our body, man, that was something. And then, you know, the others, I'll just say it that way, were quite intrigued by it.
Yeah. Over to you, Courtney.
Yeah, so anyway, Burnett, you know, as we said, it's Poetry Corner, so, you know, we'd like to hear some poetry from you.
All right, well, I'll start off reading. I hope you can see the cover from Sorbet and Sweet Potato Pudding.
Yes.
And Sorbet and Sweet Potato Pudding is my book of what I like to call love poems to Black women.
Wow.
It's very important because we love everyone else often except loving ourselves. And I remember performing someplace and an old Rastaman came up to me and he said, I can ask the eye something. And I said, what are you going to ask me now, Elder? And he said, I man, come on, yes, and I see the eye amongst the eye and I look like a serious revolutionary poet. And then I go up on the stage and I some love poem here that I read. And it worked. I said, Brethren, then loving each other, isn't that the most revolutionary thing we can do as Black people?
Yeah.
And he agreed with me.
Oh,
so I'm going to read for you whatever comes in front of my eye right now. From the book Sorbet and Sweet Potato Pudding. This one is called April. It says, I see blackness dancing at the edges of the stars. Black holes beginning where night light is stopped by closed eyelids. I lock my heart hatches tightly until she appears, then wail banshee-like, I have seen a star and she is black like midnight. And that's April. Short and spicy, like April.
Like April, oh yeah.
Let me touch another one. And this one is a little bit more serious. It's called Woman Unbought. And it says, it starts by saying, it is the beautiful woman who says to the stars, I am your friend, embrace me. She who first loves herself finds it easy to love others. The man stands on a hilltop, says to himself, she's a gem, unbought, glamorous and proud, a vision of beauty already my heart. The gods collude, heavens and stars, earth and firmament hold hands, build bridges, sing songs, and at dance welcome symphonies. Mystical red carpets pave painted highways. Flower beds appear magically, perfuming welcoming enclaves. Rivers and seas now joyful together shout words of encouragement. She, having touched him from afar, effortlessly stretches her hand to the sun. Burnt man smiles, adds a teardrop to rivers and seas. I have seen the future. It is you.
Wow. You need someone to, give you a Valentine session, man.
That would be a birthday gift.
They said I was born on Valentine's Day, sir. So.
Wow, I see. Now I get the connection.
So I guess I'm a gift from both mama to papa and from papa to mama, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I'm a gift. I'm a gift. But so are Black women mothers of the world, you know, and Black women are gifts to the world, and we need to treasure Black women. So my poems are mostly to and for and about Black women.
Wow.
Well, on
Love it,
behalf
love
of
it.
Black women across the world, I say thank you.
And Empress writes lovely poems too in celebration of Black men. One day we're going to do something on a stage where she recites my poems and I recite her poems. So we're going to see how that works.
Wow.
That's fire.
Okay.
Could I ask Empress to give us something?
Sure. It's your
Okay.
show.
Empress, give us one of your gems, my sister.
Well, I will respond back to you honoring us with a piece entitled On His Post. The aesthetics of a Black man does not define him. He's Black and tall does not mean he is a threat. He's strong and fast does not make him a criminal. He's raised by a single Black mother does not know his father is not a sentence. He never finished school or could not afford college does not mean all is lost or that losing him isn't at a cost. His ashy skin and coarse hands does not make him rough. Him growing up in the hood does not make him tough. He is everything, but is still not enough to be left alone to breathe. His agility does not mean he steals. His defense is not just a mechanism, it is his skin. Part of the elixir in his melanin, a pillar in his upbringing, a curse passed down through generations written by archaic systems conjured by architects who are naturally demons, casted by oppressive religion and read by shepherds to their sheep. This is why others think he's asleep when he points to himself and says, I know God. He believes in himself, so they call him a fraud. Taking his life is not a cause, it is a calling. For if he activates his power, there would be a falling of empires, governments, and ceilings. He is not hurt because he doesn't express his feelings. He speaks when it is time. His words are his wisdom. His charm is his rhyme. He is not fighting because he is falling. He fights to avoid the fall. The potholes and detours along his path makes it harder to respond to the call. There are bars set to bring him down. So he uses every jewel that sits in his crown to guide him. That's why we call him king, because he's in tune with the ancestors. We know he's plugged in. That's why he takes charge. Some think his ego is large or he does the most, but it's just his confidence. He knows the battle is not his, that he's a vessel being used at God's convenience, chosen to stand on his post.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We thank you so much.
My honor.
It is this kind of interaction that forms the core of our families. It is mama holding hands with daddy, dancing on the veranda, both telling stories to children sitting on the floor and eating mangoes, shelling peanuts, shelling gungo peas. This is the kind of thing that nurtured us in our early beginnings, which we have to promulgate throughout the society that seeks to destroy us at every stage of the game. Black love is what we celebrate. Black feeling, black thought, according to Nikki Giovanni.
Yes.
Wow. You just mentioned Flavia's favorite poet.
Oh, Nikki.
Nikki.
Yeah, she was the first poet who spoke to my soul. Yeah, she did. Yeah, way back when. And I remember when I came to America, I asked to be taken to Harlem. And I'd written something before leaving Jamaica that she wanted to meet me in Harlem, where the rivers of her blood ran white hot in the streets. So the first place I was asked to be taken in America was Harlem. And I give thanks for you, Nikki Giovanni, wherever in the world you are, because you helped to spark my poetic fire. A Black woman again, you see.
Again, yes, yes.
Yes.
Great inspiration.
Indeed, indeed. And so are you, Empress. So is Sonia Sanchez, Maya Angelou, and Miss Lou, and all the others we care to name.
Ah, thank you. In that lineup, thank you.
Just call a name that I love very much. Been listening to her for a very, very long time. Nikki Giovanni. Wonderful.
She's rather quiet these days.
Yes, she is.
Occasionally I see Sister Sonia Sanchez popping up somewhere, but rarely Nikki.
Yeah.
And people get tired too after fighting the struggle for so long and going the rounds of academia, raising a family. They get tired. And then some others too are generous in spirit that they want to step out of the limelight and give younger people a chance to do what they have been doing for so long.
Yeah. See what they learned.
Yes. And we who have learned from them have no better goal in life than to celebrate the work that they've done and to build on it, to lay bricks on the foundations that they've laid.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, sure, I agree with that.
Yeah. So would you like me to read another?
Yeah, man, boy, it's your show, man.
Yeah, keep going. I mean, we are blessed. Today we are blessed.
Yeah, this one is called Zion Heights. And since we're sharing with my guest, as you put it, my sister, I'm going to ask her to find if she find a piece in her collection that comes after this one. This is called Zion Heights, and it starts by saying, black candy, charcoal bliss, ebony princess, my dreamland mistress, boundless unfiltered desires on steroid drips. I stand in awe, a sudden groupie transfixed, planted in a trance, awaiting silently as you sally forth. Head held high, expensively shod feet on red carpeted ceremonial streets, moving effortlessly in polished progress. My prayer whispered silently, I wish you could hear, shouted by my lilting heart, says Empress Divine, I melt like butter when you come near. No twilight experiment here, but falling ice cream on heated noonday pavements bare. You struck the rock in which Excalibur was stuck. A magically explosive fist raised in triumph contains the beckoning finger, a lightning-infused speed indicator with governing power to banish me wordlessly or bid me welcome resplendently.
Wow.
The irony that my piece for my black man starts like this. I'll let him candy crush his pain away so he can find his center. Take the bitter with the sweet and invoke the leader raging to bust out and lead, ready to encourage and feed the minds of other royals. The revolution must go on, but only his evolution is televised. Right before the eyes of the universe, his darkened skin is not a curse, but a cloak. His armor evokes fear in some folks, for his power burns through his eyes. Fire from above makes him refuse the compromise of equal, but still beneath. Together we bow on our knees to gain strength for this battle, rising up to keep our young from becoming cattle, slaughtered, imprisoned, or misled, brainwashed to believe it's better off dead, fighting the power, we teach to embrace it instead. The power is within you. Together we stand, not as woman and man, but as an hierarchy. Crowns held high because we know our legacy. He leads and I lend my helping hands. He listens before he commands. His voice whispers wisdom and worth. He respects my purpose as Mother Earth. Ancestral guidance guards our footsteps. He is head and a vital asset to all of our existence. So I will continue to be insistent that you respect my black man. And that's
yes, ma'am. This is what we're talking about. Stirring the pot, pouring pouring sorbet on top of hot sweet potato pudding. Hallelujah.
Oh, yeah.
This one is called.
The poems are so fitting, you know, because we are in Black History Month.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. This is like ministering to the souls of our people, the souls of Black folk. You know, I think once we love ourselves, then we can start to have dialogue, as Empress and I are having a poetic dialogue here, man and woman having this. And if we can do this in our homes, as I saw with my mother and father and the 6 children around their feet on the floor in the back bedroom, it forms this, what I used to call a cohesive whole. I've not used the term in maybe 20 years or more, but that was one of my favorite terms back in the day. Once we can get this part of it ironed out, where we trust each other, where we trust ourselves first, where we love ourselves, where we can have dialogue, meaningful dialogue towards the aim of building a stronger unit for ourselves, I think we are well on our way to healing. Because no one is going to come to save us. No one is going to come to heal us. And I'm speaking personally for myself. I don't think anyone in the world loves Black people. I feel that way. I think we are, as one person has said, our skin, the melanin in our skin has become weaponized.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone else can go anywhere in the world, change their names, straighten their noses, and this kind of thing. But you cannot run away from melanin. The melanin is ever there with you. And this is what the people are against. So we must first love ourselves, love our families, and then we can love the rest of the world, despite the fact that they hate us so much. Or maybe they fear us. We don't even know what it is. But what we do know is that when our hearts warm towards each other, we can spread the love that we feel. That's not a poem, though. I just said that.
Oh, it's very poetic, though.
Yeah,
The whole sermon.
My dad was a preacher, guys, so forgive me if I go on a little bit too much.
Oh, no, not no problem. What you're saying is true, you know. And I think one of the problems is this, that because we are so socially conditioned, you know, to hate ourselves, that, you know, that's why, you know, these things are happening to us.
My mom was the first person who told me that I was handsome. So when I went to school and they told me that I was too black and my nose was too flat, it made absolutely no impression on me, because my mother had already affirmed and reaffirmed to me many times that I was handsome, I was worthy of going out into the world on my 2 feet. So when my son was born, one of the first things I did was put him in the mirror and say, look at yourself, aren't you handsome? You know, so it's that kind of self-love, self-affirmation, and the joy that I feel that I'm trying to spread to the rest of the world through my poetry. But I also do, how do I put it? I look around me and I pay attention to what is happening. And even although I'm writing principally about, to, and for Black women, I also see what they're involved in. This one is called Pole Dancer. And there's a story that my friends took me to one of those pole dancing places. And instead of indulging like anyone else and everyone else, I took out my phone and started to write. This young lady came and stood by my side for I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours that I was there. I kept plying her with drinks and asking her a lot of questions. So I made a mistake in not getting her name, but wherever you are, pole dancer, I wish you well. This one says, she comes at midnight, an ebony glow, like clockwork's rich interplay. Arms, legs, torso, in serene communication. She rocks and shocks, hears music talk, revealing fetishistic rights, supermodel legs and feet, walk catwalks of glamour, glitter around center pole and dervish alike. Music makes her light. Mad when she's moving, she dispenses magic, gold dust from her fingertips. Her ritual wand she clutches, sometimes too tightly. Sometimes she slides a summertime breeze around coconut palms. Her fronds adorn Medusa's head, doing twists and practice convulsions. Revelers submit, men enthralled, scream, shout and holler in pain voices. Flushed with pleasure, adrenaline palaces quiver and right themselves. Testosterone temples crumple and rebuild themselves, renewed by Guy Code gates and Twin City breezes. Freedom of movement moves her, conscious choices made, goddess memories reclaimed in abundance, fluidity, formlessness, and water rituals performed to perfection. Errant pupils, bad habits reformed, shipwrecked nations reborn, harmonious, let me do that again. Errant pupils, bad habits reformed, shipwrecked nations reborn harmoniously, woodwind instruments, croon haunting lullabies, freed slaves burst into flowering silos, a rich expose of multicolored fantasies beyond even Joseph's spectral dream. Dance, woman, dance. Dance, woman, dance. Dance, dervish, dance. Dance your freedom, dance. Dance, woman, dance, and let them scream. Dance, woman, dance and let them dream. Dance, woman, dance. Dance, woman, dance. Release ancestors from prehistory. This beautiful exorcist, renew yourself. Forcefully take malcontents from purgatory. Clutch your pole, madame. Bend, twist, and release. Bend, twist, and release. Recreate life. Dance, woman, dance. Dance, woman, dance. Dance, pole dancer. Dance and point our way to glory.
Wow. I love the imagery, you know.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm just looking at, I'm just right here visualizing the woman that's dancing on the pole and doing all these movements that you're talking about. The imagery, yeah, so vivid.
I was a spectator to, even though I went there reluctantly, it turned out to be a wonderful night. I was a spectator to greatness. And Jay-Z speaks about, in one of his raps, he speaks about women who dance to send themselves to school. And this is what this woman told me she was doing. She had come from the country to look from Manchester specifically to Kingston, to look for opportunities, and she got involved with a man, an older man. He impregnated her and disappeared. And she couldn't get people to take care of her child. So she stays home in the day to take care of the child, leaves the child with the neighbor when the neighbor comes home from work, and dances at night to feed her child and to send herself to school. It was a heart-wrenching expose for me, going there with certain prejudices and to meet a live human being who is relating their life story to me. So the most thing I could do is pen a tribute, pole dancer. So pole dancer is my tribute to a woman whose name I do not know, but I wished I'd at least kept her name. This poem touches me. I really feel this poem, you know?
It's very powerful.
Just to ask a quick question though, is that place that you went was Center Pole?
No, it's called Taboo.
Taboo.
Okay.
I actually have a response for your piece.
Huh?
I have a response for your piece.
Please, let's go. Go, woman, go. Go, pole dancer, go. Dance your dance.
He fell in love with a stripper, The first day he saw her standing on the stage about to bare her naked soul to the world. Virginal secretions seeped from her pores because this was her first time going for a twirl. She was glowing. He sat wide-eyed and riveted as the mic she started blowing. Riding the rhythm of her heartbeat, slowly but surely he felt the heat escaping from her lips. She took a sip and decided to slide down the political view she had to share. He must have become uneasy in his chair, for he started turning and twisting as she slowly stroked words of love. His eyes started misting. She had his full attention. Then she dipped low in the valleys and pulled out some inspiration. He wiped tears from his face, pretending there were perspiration, while she flipped and turned metaphors like there were cherries in her mouth. Sweet, sweet erotic journeys. In her haiku, she longed for his love, but lust was all she got back. She's his midnight snack. So she moved on to a bigger tipper, and he fell in love with a stripper. And that's that piece.
Sorbet sweet potato pudding is bubbling here today.
Yeah,
It feels
yeah,
like
it is.
Valentine's Day. It feels like my birthday. It feels like I'm in taboo.
Oh man. I was like, whoa, did he pull out a stripper piece? I wrote that piece in 2013 and I think I read it once. I performed it one time.
Oh man. Well, you know something, man. That piece that I just read for you, I've never read that piece publicly before. It's actually maybe my my signature poem, Empress.
Yes, sir.
But that piece is it's maybe my favorite poem. It really touches me deep down when I read it because I keep seeing her face and I keep seeing the pain, and I saw the joy too when she spoke about her child. Yeah, the child. She said she saw. I think she came across the father in the market one day, and when he saw her coming, I think he might have been with his wife, and he did a U-turn. He turned around. He turned back, and I kept saying to her, I see the way you turn on the pole. Is that the way you turn? It was just one of my jobs to try to put a smile on her face, you know. But it is these experiences that shape us as human beings, and it is these experiences that we as human beings use to make our journey a little easier. When we look at a pole dancer, necessarily someone who is in many cases victimized sometimes before they were born, early in their life, in their lives, and then being objectified on stage and money is thrown at them in that way like cattle. But yet they're able to make something out of it, to grate some sweet potato and to make a pudding out of it. You know, a sorbet, which is almost from another culture, and combine it with what is ours and create something beautiful. It is very much like what we are, that what Rex Nettleford referred to as the creolization of humanity when we sprang up out of the Caribbean. You know? Yeah. So pole dancer, dance your dance. I have another poem that I wrote. I wrote two poems. Incidentally, when I was a child, I visualized myself sitting by my poolside and writing. It never really happened in that way. But when Steve Jobs, I'm not even care, I prefer the riverside now. But when Steve, my Bridget disappeared from the screen when I said, he's got to take a swim. Yeah. No, but when Steve wrote, when Steve brought the iPhone to us, I think he liberated us in many ways, because I write on my phone. So right there in the club, I was able to take out my phone and I started to write. I don't know how sensitive your listeners are. This is an adult poem written in a nightclub. So do I have permission to proceed as it's written, or should I modify it as I go along?
I want to, you know, that will take away from the heart. You know, your artist, your
Yeah, you know your audience, and I'm a performer by nature, so I'm also subject to the whims and fancies of your audience. All right, so this one is called Taboo by Night. That's the name of the club. It's called Taboo. And we are on the theme, say, of night workers working for a living instead of going out there and tricking people, of scamming and so forth. They're using their bodies in the same way that our ancestors' bodies were used by other people to enrich themselves, as in how Europe underdeveloped Africa and capitalism and slavery. We know about those things. So this is people now doing it, if not of their own free will, but dictated by economic challenges and what seemed to be an opportunity. This one is called Taboo by Night. And it starts by saying, strange fruits grown in clusters need constant spring. Stranger fruits bloom in unexpected places. Fertile soil, sometimes soiled by overflow, flows into crossroads and sticks. Humans run amok, spin, kin, pupalik, and fuck each other, fuck themselves. They are fucked. Flesh hustlers and fertilizer peddle passions for dear life. Yet life is cheap. Music drives everything. Heartbeats, trade winds, trade secrets, transactional deals, deal crippling blows. Deadly games people play often end up in foul play. They say it's taboo to have a good time. Drinking, drugging, sexing. Midnight people sell sex, unravel secrets in dark places. A multiplicity of thoughts battle for supremacy. Action eclipses conscience. Purged innocence slides down low. Music loud drowns sorrow. Morals explode. Disperse temporarily. Girl twirls around a pole, poling recklessly. Slips at the edges of adventurism. Drowns. Life starters escaping down her throat, and then she chokes. A raft of ideas float, naked, arms, legs, torsos animated, sciatic nerve feels steel burn, fire heals aglow, shoots sparks into dreamy eyes, ignites lust, boils blood, money rain like flood. Respectably cloaked man controls sky spy god. Green streams shower earth with tears. A woman's soul beard twirls around the pole again and dies and lies immobile. You can say something.
I just got us blown away.
Yeah,
I'm thinking it's only 11 o'clock and I can't have a drink yet, but that is definitely cocktail worthy. That's a quench my thirsty, sir.
Huh?
That's a quench my thirsties.
I understand. Yes, yes, indeed. I understand.
that is a very, very powerful poem. Very, very powerful.
Well, thank you, brother. You know, free publicity for Taboo. It's in a place. It's on a place called Constant Spring Road. So.
Okay.
So am I supposed to respond?
Now you were just paint a vivid picture of what was taking place.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that club.
That's
we were all in the club.
Yeah. You know, the most interesting thing about it was that when this respectably cloaked man who walked into the club, and you'd never think he looks more like a government minister, even a minister of religion. He's there suited and booted. And then he comes in with a stack of bills and opened the sky spy got and started showering the stage with money. And I'm going, oh my God, look at this.
To be in the experience.
Yeah, you know, so that is what's happening. Come on, Empress, do your thing, my sister.
Well, since you turned the heat up a little, And you know, most of my hot pieces come in dreams, right? So, well, I don't know if that's a good thing to say in public, but most of my dreams are wet. And so this is another one of those.
Of course. Constant spring. Constant spring.
In this dream, I want you to make love to me. So deep, I feel a way about the way you leave me feeling fucked in the aftermath. Kiss me with the passion of a savage. Set the tip of your intentions on my lips so I can breathe my needs to your receiver. Make me a believer in love at first sight. Defy the curse of giving it up at the first night and love and look at it. Sorry. Kiss me with the passion of a savage. Set the tip of your intentions on my lips so I can breathe my needs to your receiver. Make me a believer in love at first sight. Defy the curse of giving it up the first night and look at it forevermore. Be a devil and tempt me. Hypnotize me like the bass of a singing bowl. Reach my inner psyche and arouse my soul. In this dream, I want you to make love to me. So real, I feel your touch even after you're no longer there. Leave your thoughts in places only I am aware. Cause shakes that make me giggle as I did in my teenage years, when dreams of being loved like this was fantasy. Stay with me until pools saturate into sheets, becoming proof of us written on satin and passion. Our signatures signed and scented upon the air, breathe us with me. Inhale the elixir of our essence, a mix of our truth combined with our desires, a recipe only you and I can try. In this dream, I want you to make love to me with a frequency that sets our vibrations to complete waves, making each megahertz count. Cause my heart to race against its own beat as we lock in the heat to the finish line. Then let's have a do-over. Every day, I long to make you smile brighter than yesterday in hopes you keep longing for me into tomorrow. I smile because your smile leaves me longing for more tomorrows with you every day. I want you to make love to me so I can live this dream forever. And that's that piece.
Wow. Wow. So Empress, how often does you do have a dream like that?
That's a bad question.
So here's the thing, right? The majority of my spicy pieces are actually from dreams. Journeys was a dream. My ice cream dream was a dream. This and this dream was a dream.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I love it.
And over the holidays, I wrote a candy cane dream, but I didn't share that one. That one was kind of sticky.
That one is too wet. Yeah.
That was a bit sticky.
That one is too wet. I can imagine. Yeah, you know, it's actually a pleasure because to engage in this kind of banter through poetry. It is man talking to woman. And this is why I wanted Empress along on this journey, because we feed off of each other. You guys need to come to New York and catch us on stage one of these nights.
Yes. For
real. It's worth it. It's not just people on stage. It's an experience. And for far too long, what I see of most poets is that most poets are boring. You know, for me, what I try to deliver to my audience is what I call the marrow in the bone. Most of my references are culinary references because I love to cook and I love to eat. And when you get that bone and you crack it and you go, this is what I want my audience to take away from there. I remember a poet saying to me, I took my wife, or my wife took me to dinner. I don't know which part of it. And then I went home and read her your poetry. And it was one of the most explosive nights of my life. And he did not know how much joy that gave me. Because I'm thinking of the people like Luther Vandross and Teddy Pendergrass and Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, who I used to listen to as a child. And The Love I Lost, even that song that sprang into my mind right away. Just the feeling I got when I heard those songs, I said, wow, I'd like to be able to touch my audience in that kind of a way. So we're here to educate, but we're also here to entertain.
And stimulate.
Of course, it's important that foreplay is a must.
Yes, yes.
Definitely.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. I think people do need to understand that our relationship with our pens, sometimes it's like a relationship with people. Like sometimes we're angry and we take it out with our pen. And there's times that, I hold my pen, like I legit hold my pen. I type my stuff into the computer and the phone, but I write.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, one of my thing is that the phone is here, always here. The paper is here, and the pen is nearby because I have a printer that's on 24 hours, and I travel with a printer, a portable printer. I was on Granance Beach in 2020, and I ruined my printer because I had not taken a portable printer to the beach with me before. So that day, a gust of wind blew sand into my printer.
Oh, no.
What I've learned to do is to take a printer and encase it in some kind of protective clothing, even an umbrella in the direction from which the wind is most likely to blow. So when I write on the phone, I can print immediately, and then I take it to paper and I do my corrections on paper. So that process I didn't dream about when I was thinking about typing by my poolside as a child. This process, this actually allows me to work on an airplane. I can put the printer beside me, say in an empty seat, and I can type on my phone, and then I print immediately and then take it to pen and paper. So the pen and paper is always there.
Yeah, that's a staple.
It's always there. So let's go into hanky panky.
Let's go.
Yeah, all right. If you're game, I'm game. Sis, you haven't had the drinkers yet, but
No. I got my coffee now. Wait, you can't see it.
Good.
You see what my coffee cup says?
I see. What does it say? No, can you say it for us?
It says espresso yourself.
Oh my God.
I got one on if you're ready, I can fire first.
Go ahead.
Okay, so this one is entitled Intimately Free. I want you to sit with me, face to face, silently. Allow me to speak with my eyes while breathing my truth to you to inhale. Giving you a chance to savor the flavor of my essence and to see up close God's grace. Devour my thoughts and lick my mind. Taste why I think like a great wine, you are fine. Let me linger in your ears, allowing me to wash away your fears with bars of affirmation. Moisturizing your energy with my passion, massaging sensations that leads you to make decisions on a deeper level, past the sexual, into your spiritual, to find your truth. I think it's you. The missing piece in my puzzle. The place where I can safely rest my head on your chiseled, glistening chest, the one that holds the heart I believe pumps gold beneath that chocolate layer. The answer to a prayer I had forgotten, the cause of my genuine smile, the source of a satisfaction I can relate to mentally, spiritually, intimately, freely. With you, I can be me authentically. And that's that piece.
That's melanin talking to melanin. I can feel the connection. That chiseled chest thing. Got to work on it again, though. I think I've lost it, but I had it once, and so we catch each other there. So talking about what we had and what we have lost, this one is called Possession. My tome is written discreetly on the harp strings of the universe. A staccato blood flow rush of feelings once unknown, untapped until now swishes brew in chest bowls. An intoxicating mix of bliss engulfs me. Boils churn, bubbling, boiling water, lady love, I desired you from the start. Countertop supported elbows bore the weight of our attraction, a clash of heart cymbals, warning of troop movements on undisciplined phalanx of feelings laid bare for onlookers to stare. Gap-toothed smile welcomed me across ages. Smile for me, woman, I desire you, radiant in the joys of life. You pull unseen strings, organized tendons, taut, stretched, highlighted against a muted background. Tall tales told of the thud, thud, thud of members designed to pump only blood, yet must endure seismic plate movements, become living witnesses to unseen desires. Tumultuous passions brood, unleash volcanoes of want. A seemingly damned desire to possess you explodes within me as I possess you whole.
Wow.
Empress, you did that.
That one was a love spell, sir.
Yeah.
Behave yourself, woman.
That was a love spell. I don't know.
What is called possession, you know?
Yes, that's a love spell indeed, indeed, indeed.
Yes, 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 possession. So yeah, this is again in the book Sorbet and Sweet Potato Pudding Volume 1. Volume 2 is coming soon. Should have been out already, but my publisher says that we need to get maximum. My publisher said that oh, come on, what's wrong? Did we just lose transmission? Okay, it's back. Yes, I'm sorry. My publisher said that we should get maximum thrust from this book. So you can get it directly from me, Burnett Coburn, can we do that? Can I give my number?
Yeah, go ahead. It's
okay, it's 917-754-9680. Again, 917-754-9680 is my phone number. My website is being worked on at the moment. It was down for a bit and it's being reactivated. But I'm on social media. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram as Burnett Coburn. So I'm reachable anytime. And if you don't know how to get in touch with me, contact Real Stuff Podcast and they'll get in touch with me. Sorbet and Sweet Potato Pudding, the hardcover version, retails for $39.99 plus postage and handling. It's affordable, and I can tell you my birthday is going to be on Valentine's Day, and I'm contemplating raising my prices to between $99 and $110 per copy. And the reason why I'm doing it is that it's a first edition, and the first edition is dwindling fast, I think, and it's in hardcover. I went to a studio 2 days ago to start to record the Audible version. And we're also working on the Kindle version. So the hardcover first edition is going to become a scarce item until after my birthday. Not until, but after my birthday, which is February 14th. So Sorbet and Sweet Potato Pudding, yours for $39.99 plus postage, really, which is about $4.17 within the United States and Canada. It's affordable, folks. Get it. Because in a year from now, you'll be paying $110 or $200 or more until you get to thousands for the first edition. It's a work of art. Empress can tell you. Because, you know.
They heard it. You read
they heard it
today, so
okay.
they know the value of every word in that book. It's worth it, ladies. You can lay down with it at night by yourself.
Believe me, what I've found too about this book, which is interesting, longer story. I was going to tell you a short story, but longer story. I stopped writing for about 32 years. I'd make scribbles on the backs of paper and so forth. But then I started to come out and I watched Empress, Rasta Sajafu, Ras Yaya, and the rest of the crew. And I'm going, dude, you better pick it back up. So my friend Wayne Russell, he's a poet. I think Wayne introduced me to Brother Lately. And Wayne started taking me out to his gigs as an MC. But none of my friends knew that I wrote. I never told anyone that I wrote. So I was at Medgar Evers one night. I think it was, I was doing a thing for a fashion show and the models were taking too long to come out. And I did one of my pieces and you could hear a pin drop and I'm going, oh my God. Even though I haven't done it in all these years, there's a market for it. And then people started coming up to me at readings and asking me for my book. Where can I buy your book? And I started to become ashamed of saying I have no books. So we did Sorbet. I contacted Ian Randall and of Ian Randall Productions, Publications, and we did Sorbet and Sweet Potato Pudding. But I gave them a directive that I wanted it to be befitting of Black women. It must be something that a Black woman can take out in church, at a convention center, among her sophisticated friends, wherever she goes, and read it without feeling any kind of guilt or feeling that it is substandard. What I found happened is that men started purchasing the book a lot for their girlfriends and their wives, because when they bought their copies, the copies disappeared into the bedroom, into the bathroom, and that kind of thing. So they had to come back for second copies. Even Rasa Tiba had to come to get a second copy because he's disappeared. Then I find that the women started telling me that their daughters are taking the book to college when they go. So please send another copy for the daughter so she could get back her original or signed copy. So whatever copies you buy will come to you signed. And it's a numbered edition. I won't tell you how much was ordered the first time, but we're quickly running out of first edition. With that said, this one is called The Rose. And it says, I'm reading poems today, Empress, that you don't normally hear me read, right?
Some of them.
Yeah,
this one is, but I'm
enjoying
it because, well, let me just plug real quick that ladies, get the book. You can, even if I'm by myself, you're by yourself, you'll be all right. Just read some of that poetry, you'll forget what's missing.
Because we're not reading the more explicit ones, we're keeping them.
Right, you'll find the rest of it. The ingredients of the sorbet is in the book.
Mm-hmm. And the sweet potato pudding.
And the sweet potato, we're the sweet potato pudding.
Aha.
Where's the sweet potato pudding? The sorbet is in the book, ladies. Get the book.
I don't know how well the pictures transmit on the camera, but here is just a picture of the sweet potato pudding being displayed here. I hope you can see the ridges and gullies that line this rich mixture of sugar, potato, syrup, cinnamon, and all the ingredients that your grandmother put in that sweet potato.
The sugar, the spice, and everything nice.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And it has rose petals and extracts of roses too. This one is called The Rose. She stands, a giant of love, dignified, courageous, bold, and strong. I knew her in a dream. Awoken, I was befuddled. Her radiance far outshone my imaginings. Unfolding flower, love goddess replete, with petals, wings, enfold me with the gale force of devotion to the softness of your breast. Prick me, if needs be, with the thorn of happiness. Let my forgetful mind expand as you contract to touch me. and teach me the secrets of your inner land.
The real stuff.
Uh,
Woo!
Yeah.
And in case you don't remember, ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned into the Real Stuff podcast. We're giving it to you today as real can be. And we're giving you the Valentine's Day edition, which is a celebration of love in the world, but also a celebration of the day on which my parents welcomed me into the world. So, Empress, I thank you for accompanying me on this journey. I dream of rose petals fluttering from me straight to you at this moment.
I receive and thank you so much for finding me worthy to be here with you. This has been fun. This has definitely been fun.
Yeah, it's a love fest.
It is indeed.
It's a love fest. It's interesting. I went down to Jamaica and I read at the University of the West Indies, which I've not yet shared with my family, and I read at my high school, Oberlin High School, and then we visited two of my colleagues from my days at the Jamaica School of Drama revisited the amphitheater at Drama School, and we wanted to do a production of sorbet and sweet potato pudding on stage at the amphitheater, but we just wouldn't have enough time. And just as we were in the planning stages of it, Empress and Rasiaya called about the show in St. Lucia. I was busy trying to get a ticket from Jamaica to St. Lucia for the days in which we were going to be there, and I couldn't get the access. So I had to upgrade my ticket or whatever I did to get back to New York, and then to buy a ticket from New York to go to St. Martin. Well, I'm saying St. Martin, not St. Martin. The St. Martin Book Festival is coming up, St. Lucia. And we had the time of our lives down there, really, really had the time of our lives. So I'm just saying sometimes sacrifices are necessary. When we had one thing planned to try to get the show on Valentine's Day at Jamaica School of Drama, but duty called. And it was one of the most exhilarating moments of my life when we went up to Mrs. King's living room, and they wheeled her in and she greeted us. And I said to her, can I get a hug? And she said, sure. And we all got our hugs from her.
The warmest
of hugs. She kept, I kept thinking as I was there, Mrs. King is a queen. More about that later, Empress. We'll talk.
Indeed. Well, for me, that trip was...
You know, we're still, as you can tell, brothers and sisters, we're still overflowing from the experience we had in St. Lucia. And we want to bring this experience to your town and your village and your monastery and wherever you are in the world. We'll come as a group and we'll deliver the love to you. And there's a lot more to come that will hit you like a bomb, as Hugh Roy used to say. So where do we go from here, Brother Laidley?
Yes. Okay, yeah, Flavius, yeah, to wrap up because I have to really leave soon. You know, I'm about to leave out because...
Go ahead, Courtney, go ahead. Yeah, we can wrap up now, yes.
All right, well, just thank Burnett Coburn and Empress Poetry on the Real Stuff Podcast Poetry Corner. Today, you know, it was wonderful. I'm right here. I'm almost speechless.
Don't choke.
Yeah, I am just here enjoying every moment of it. You know, I'm still having goosebumps from some of those poems. You know, I'm just thinking about the pole dancer right now, and I'm just looking in that taboo place, you know, in that club.
So I have a question. You guys think that I'm good enough to get on a Jamaican stage anytime soon?
Sure.
Because I'm coming down in April. I'm coming down to do AgroFest in April.
Okay, wonderful.
Rastakura has in Portland, he has something called this poem, DIS poem from Mutamaruka's poem.
Yeah.
This poem and Agrofest, where he marries poetry with agriculture, but particularly organic agriculture. And he has a seed exchange program where he brings in poets from all around the world to Portland in Jamaica, and they have all kinds of goodies there for you, fresh from the land, and then some of the best poetry in the world. So Empress and part of the New York poetry team is going to go down. I'm headed for Ghana, so I'm not sure I'll be there, but even though I might not be there, I know the people in Jamaica are going to be blown away. They will never be the same again after we pass by.
Wonderful.
I can really say that with gusto and with feeling. We mean to entertain and educate you to every follicle of your being. You should leave our shows feeling warm and glowing and want to go
more.
home and run and hug your partners.
And wanting more.
Yes. So, the Real Stuff podcast, thank you for having us. Brother Flavius, Brother Clive, love, respect, guidance, and we'll come and do it again some other time.
Indeed.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and catch you on the rebound, because we must have a part 2 of this show. So,
oh, maybe for the birthday.
Not sure as yet. I'm in transition.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm not sure the only thing I was sure of is that I worked until late last night so I could take today off from work to be here for you guys.
Okay, wonderful.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
My pleasure, brothers and sisters. Yeah, Empress, we'll talk later.
Yes, sir. Blessings, everyone. Love.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
You lead us to full. You belong far away away. Ajugwala lebo buseru. Lida mua, lida sungfula. Lida mua, lida sungfula.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know what set me if it could flee. Me I fi take away me say.